I was actually not going to film this video because I was like, "Ugh, I don't have anything to talk about regarding the new year." But then I was taking a shower a couple days ago and I was thinking about an intention that I want to work on, and I was like, I'll just add it to my 2026 goals and intentions list just to keep myself accountable. And then I was like, wait, what do I mean I don't have anything to talk about? Hey, it's Amber. Welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, welcome. I make videos about kind of crunchy motherhood and lifestyle. If you like that sort of content, I would love it if you subscribe. Just hit that little button down below. Okay, firstly, I want to mention that I have never been a New Year's resolution kind of person, at least as far as I can remember, but let me explain. I am a very goal-driven person. All throughout the year, I am setting goals, planning out how I can accomplish them, and working towards those goals. So that's why New Year's resolutions have not ever felt super meaningful to me. But in the last few months of this year, I've been getting ideas about things that I want to work on, but because of the upcoming holiday season, I just felt like I do not even have the capacity to think about these things, let alone start working on them. So I started a 2026 goals list with a few intentions as well, and that is what I'm gonna be sharing with you today. I feel like a lot of these are not super traditional New Year's resolutions, but then again, I don't really know what's a traditional New Year's resolution since this is not something I've practiced really ever. But I would love to hear about some of your own New Year's goals and resolutions in the comments down below. My first goal for 2026 is to compost. This is something that I have been wanting to try for so long, but this is our first house. Before this, Alex and I have been living in apartments. I've looked at those little counter composters, but they're kind of expensive and I just had no use for compost, so there was no reason to try it. But now living in a house, I gardened this last year and I was pretty successful, I think, for a first shot and for a beginner. So now I know for sure I have use for compost. I'm also very passionate about trying my best to live an eco-friendly and not zero waste, but low waste lifestyle. So I am always looking for different ways to do better. Starting this goal is actually going to be probably the easiest of all of my goals because I mentioned to my dad before Christmas that I wanted to try this, and I told him that Alex and I were planning on building a compost bin out of pallets, but for Christmas, my dad got me this book, so I've got all the information I need right here to start composting, but he also got me a compost bin, so there is zero reason that this one can't be accomplished. The second goal for 2026 is actually kind of for Alex and I combined, and that is to renovate the floors on the main level of our house. When we moved into this house earlier this year, we had 4 different contractors come out here to talk to us about redoing the floors. One of them straight up said this is not within his scope of work. One of them I kind of just didn't like I felt like he was just kind of rude and a little bit too casual, and 2 of them straight up ghosted us. Okay, hold on, I need to move the camera down, my feet are going numb. After all that, Alex was like, I'm just gonna do it myself, and I was like, are you sure? But I'm feeling good about it now. My parents are actually moving out here to Colorado, and my dad has redone floors before, so he can probably help, if nothing else, just like put in some input, and I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be good, and I know that it's doable as long as we take our time and don't try to take shortcuts. Number 3 is to get a deep freezer. This one is a little bit weird. This is kind of one of the non-traditional goals, but it's more about saving to get a deep freezer that we want. Funny enough, for a long time, I just felt the need to not have much in my freezer at all. I don't know why. I just felt like if too many things were accumulating in the freezer, it bothered me. But since having Kai and also since starting a garden, 2 very separate things on 2 separate timelines, but both of those have really shown me the benefits of utilizing the freezer more. So now our little freezer is packed a lot of the time, which is why I would love to get a deep freezer for our basement, and also because I would love to buy half of a cow or something like that and actually have a place to put it. My next goal is actually kind of along the same lines, and that is to learn how to can. This is something that I've been interested in for a long time, but 2 things have always held me back. The first thing is that a lot of canning recipes make really big quantities, and that's just always felt very overwhelming. And I also was like, do I really need 15 cans of jam? And the second thing is that I have always been afraid of messing it up and giving myself botulism. This is another thing that gardening has changed my perspective on, because it's really sucky to have to throw food that you've grown away, or to leave it on the plant, or to let it fall to the ground to just rot because you just don't know what to do with it. So learning to preserve just seemed like a natural next step. My sister also gave canning a try this year, and she said it's not as hard as she originally thought. So for Christmas, she also bought me a canning book. So I am going to try it. This is the year that ideally I'm going to learn and become confident, but at minimum, I'm going to try it. The fifth thing also has to do with gardening, and that is to make a little garden bed outside for Kai to plant his own little flowers in. He had so much fun getting involved with our garden this past year, so I thought it would be really exciting for him to have like a tiny little raised bed of his own where he can grow his own little flowers and take care of them himself. The next goal is to learn how to knit. I actually originally had to learn how to embroider on here, but the more I thought about it, the more it seemed more like a cutesy hobby than a realistic one, at least for me. I know some people embroider like their jeans, and they embroider stockings for Christmas and like so many things, shirts, but I don't actually see myself using that skill super often. So I felt like knitting would be a hobby and a skill that I would utilize more. Even then, I was kind of like, okay, realistically, how many things am I gonna knit? Because when it comes to clothes and accessories, I do like to keep things a little bit more minimal. I don't like a closet just exploding with clothes. And I mean, even with scarves and hats, like I don't need that many. But I did buy myself a pair of knit all wool socks last year, and they already have holes in them, like big holes. So I thought, okay, well, my first project could be to knit myself some socks. I've seen some people on Instagram like Kitty Cotton knitting herself really cute cardigans. So I thought like, okay, that could be fun to have one or two of those. And then I just started getting all these ideas for things that I could knit, not just for myself, for other people. Like my niece really loves dolls. I was thinking how cute it would be to like knit her little doll dresses for her birthday or for Christmas. It'd be cute to knit Kai some clothes for himself. So the ideas just started pouring in, and yes, so I want to learn how to knit. My last goal for 2026 is to get to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. This actually was my goal for 2025. I didn't get to 1,000, but I did get to 800 subscribers, which is still huge, and I'm so happy about it. And if you are here watching my videos, if you've subscribed, liked, comment, any of those things, thank you so much for being here. Like, I don't think you can understand how much I appreciate you. I'm really excited about this one because I know 1,000 subscribers is within reach. It didn't always feel like that. When I was trying to get to that first 100 subscribers, that first 500 subscribers, there were so many times where I honestly thought about just quitting, or I asked myself, like, is this actually realistic? Can I actually do this? But now I know I can, and I'm so excited to see how this channel grows in the next year. Let's talk about a few intentions I have for the new year. The first is to get pregnant, and I am aware that this is one I don't have much control over. If you've been following along, you know that Alex and I have been trying for baby number 2 for a while now. Specifically, it's been 14 months and I just finished my 3rd round of letrozole, but it is my intention to get pregnant this upcoming year in 2026. I am putting it out there and I am leaving it at that. My second intention is one that I'm probably going to be working on for the rest of my life, and that is to be on my phone less, particularly around Kai. I've just caught myself falling into this habit of scrolling or just constantly checking my phone when he's right there, and I don't want that for him, and I don't want that for me. I don't want him to grow up with a mom who's constantly glued to her phone, and I don't ever want him to think that my phone is more important than him. Not that he feels like that now, and it's clearly something that I'm mindful about now, but I don't ever want it to get to that point. My last intention is to take more showers without any sound. This is actually the one that I was thinking about a couple days ago in the shower that reminded me I have this entire list to share. I was getting ready to hop in the shower and I was trying to think about what podcast I want to listen to, and it just hit me that why don't I just not have anything while I take my shower? And so I did that, and it was just so nice, and it just got me thinking about when I was younger and that just wasn't even an option to always have something playing with you in the shower. I feel like I've talked about this before, that we're just surrounded by noise and screens and just things happening all day, all the time. And so when I see an opportunity to slow myself down and to kind of take the other path, the quieter path, I usually try to nudge or sometimes push myself in that direction, because I just think it's just good for the soul. And I'm not saying that my intention is to never take a shower without listening to music or listening to a podcast. I just don't want that to be my go-to, like just without thinking, I'm like, all right, what podcast is it gonna be this time? That is it for my 2026 goals and intentions. Basically, in summary, I feel like I'm entering my grandma era, but I'm excited about it. I hope you enjoyed this and that you maybe got some inspiration for your own New Year's goals or resolutions. If you did, please give this a thumbs up. I hope you have a happy new year, and I will see you in the next one. But I would love to hear about some of your New Year's goals and resolutions in the comment down below, in the comments. But I would love to hear about some of your New Year's goals and